So now let's go ahead and start building the popover. So the popover is going to be built in a way that whenever you actually go ahead and click on this particular cart, you should get the items inside the cart in there. So here, as you will notice, that we actually now want to handle the click of a particular item in here. And in order to handle a button click in our website, we always have been using jQuery and JavaScript. So we can actually go ahead and code this particular popover from scratch using jQuery and JavaScript, or you can use the Bootstrap's built-in popover which we have. So in order to get that popover, you can easily get that popover from Bootstrap's official website as a component. But even before that, I wanted to show you guys one little thing. So if I keep reducing the size of my window, as you can see, the navigation bar collapses because this is a Bootstrap collapsible nav bar, and you will have a small looking button right here. But if I now click on this particular button, as you can see, nothing happens, and that's because we have not yet added the Bootstrap JavaScript CDN link to our particular website. So if we actually hop back to the code right here, as you can see, we have this Bootstrap CDN link here, but this CDN link is actually for the CSS file itself and not for the actual JavaScript file. So in order to make this particular button functional, we need to add the Bootstrap JavaScript CDN file. Now, what does this button have got to do with the cart popover which we are building? So the cart popover which we will be adding over here also uses the same Bootstrap's JavaScript CDN file as well. So in order to make that popover functional, you just need to go ahead and use that particular file. So now the question is, how exactly can you get that particular Bootstrap file? So in order to get that, you simply need to search for download Bootstrap, then go to the Bootstrap official website. And as you can see, if we scroll down a little bit, this was the CSS file link which we had copied. Now we need to copy the link for the JavaScript as well. And we also need to copy this popper.js link as well. So I'll simply go ahead, I'll copy the popper.js link from here. So let me just go ahead and copy this first. So after copying that, we'll go ahead and we'll not paste it over here. So remember that the sequence always matters. First, let's have the Bootstrap CSS link, then let's have our jQuery link over here, and then let's paste the popper.js link over here. And once we have this specific link, right at the bottom, we are going to add the Bootstrap CDN link, which is this link right here. So now let me copy this link and let's go back over here. And now we'll paste this link right over here. So once we go ahead and do that, we are pretty much good to go. So now if we go back to our code, hopefully this should work fine. So now if I just click on this, as you can see, this thing now becomes functional, which means that we have successfully enabled the Bootstrap's JavaScript in here in our website. So now once we know how to do that, let's now search for the popover and add our popover in our website. So in order to add that popover, let's simply go to Bootstrap's official site, and if you scroll down a little bit, you will have this option which says components. So simply click on components right over here, and now in here keep scrolling down. As you can see, we will get the popovers option here. So simply click on that, and in here, if you scroll down a little bit, you will get a popover right here. So if you click on this popover, you will get some content in here. But we actually want a popover which displays text to the bottom when we click that particular popover. So in order to do that, if we scroll down a little bit, as you can see, this is the popover which we are looking for. So when I click on it, as you can see, you get the content at the bottom. So let's simply copy this particular popover, which is this one right here. So let's copy that. Let's go back to our code. And instead of this particular link for the cart, I'll just go ahead and replace this with a popover, and I'll assign this button as an ID equals cart, and also let's change this thing to cart of 0 as well. So now if I save this And if I go over here and hit refresh, as you can see, we have this button over here. But now if I click on this particular thing, it won't work, because if you add a popover, you actually need to enable it. And in order to enable popover, you actually need to go ahead, copy this code and paste it in your JavaScript. So let's copy that and let's go back to our code. And let's actually paste this thing over here. So when I go ahead and do that, this should pretty much work. So when I hit refresh and click on this, as you can see, our popover now worked and we have a nice looking popover in here. So now instead of having this random text in the popover, let's say you want to change this particular text. So in the next lecture, we will go ahead and learn how to change this particular text inside this particular popover. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.